We know that we can find a relative minor scale by playing our major scale starting on the 6th scale degree. For the natural minor, all the notes stay exactly the same, only the order changes. It follows that we can do this not just for the scale, but for the diatonic triads, and indeed the qualities of the triads do not change, just the order. Minor 6 becomes our new minor tonic, diminished 7 becomes our new diminished supertonic, major 1 becomes the major mediant, and so on. This substitution is simple enough, but the story gets more interesting when we consider harmonic minor. Let's review briefly. In major, playing the dominant 5 chord followed by the tonic 1 chord creates a sense of arrival. The tonic chord feels at rest compared to the dominant chord, which felt unfinished. In minor, the sense of arrival is significantly weakened. The reason for this is that it lacks the note T, which always feels like it wants to move upward to Do. Te simply doesn't have the same energy. In order to recreate that sense of arrival and the importance of tonic, minor keys often borrow the note T from the major scale instead of using the naturally occurring Te. Raising Te to T in this way creates the harmonic minor scale. Let's look at what chords are created when we use this option. There are 3 chords that contain the 7th scale degree, 3, 5, and 7. First we have the 3 chord. This was major in our natural minor scale, and especially since it's the relative major, it serves a pretty important role as a sort of secondary tonic. When we raise the 5th of this chord, it goes from major to augmented. This is a strange sounding chord and is relatively rare. Most composers seem to have preferred the major 3 from natural minor. Raising the 7th scale degree takes our minor 5 chord and makes it major. This is exactly the same chord that we get from the major scale. This creates that strong pull toward tonic and the sense of conclusion when we get there. This chord is the whole reason that we have a harmonic minor, and the major 5 is much, much more common than the minor 5. Let's talk about the 7 chord. Here, changing the natural to harmonic minor actually changes the root of the chord. In natural minor, 7, built on Te, is major. When we raise the root of this chord, we no longer get a major third on the bottom, it shrinks to a minor third, and in the same way, we're shrinking the outer interval from a perfect 5th to a diminished 5th. We end up with the same 7 diminished that we had in major. Both the major 7 on Te and the diminished 7 on T are fairly common. For the sake of completeness, we could go through and do the same exercise with melodic minor, but as its name implies, the melodic minor scale is usually used to build melodies. These notes won't often have strong harmonic implications. Most of the chords will come from the natural and harmonic options. So these are the chords that we are likely to find in a minor key. Composers have a few more options than in major, and because all 3 variations of the minor scale usually play together, it can be a little more confusing on the surface. Underneath, though, the concept is the same as for major. Knowing the key helps limit the number of chords that we're looking for. Knowing this collection of options speeds up analysis considerably and provides tonal context for a harmonic analysis.